Alright then.
Organized crime.
These are the songs you used to make me
Can I have a little chaser?
Last after you just poured all the drink in your things.
This is mad. I asked you if you have it.
Anyone want some ginger beer?
No, it's okay. Thank you very much.
Let's blood. Talk the team. People are watching.
It's true. For those, in fact, no, I'll let the host explain. Since the host is hosting, the host can explain what happened with the infamous ginger beer today.
There's no story to be told, right?
So, good evening. This is the MT podcast. My name is The Citrus. Yaga yo. It's The Citrus in the house. And we're running the show. And to my left, you have...
Buddy in the building, ready to tell the truth.
Is this your thing now?
Yeah, I told you. AKA The Truth is here. It's cool. We're here.
It's a really good name, but I don't think it's yours.
It is mine. It's mine. AKA The Truth. And to the left of myself, we have...
Mr. Wileycat DJ. Once again, if you have any other DJ and you don't have me, you're not having a party, you're having a gathering.
Yo, Rain Man.
Bomber Clark Nelson in the building. MT podcast live and direct. You see.
Tell them, sir. So what going, buddy? What going?
Oh, we talking about my week. We talking about my... You know what? I'm going to start it off to say...
Some quick fire business, man.
Quick fire, yeah. We got to keep it moving, innit? Yeah, quick plug.
First thing we're going to say is, can everyone please share? Just share with at least 3 people. Find 3 people in your Instagram thing, share it with them and say, join in the fun. We're going to be banging on for about an hour and 15, hour and a half, something around there. Come, join the fun, MT podcast. You know we bring the rhythm. It's nice today. Yo, buddy, what 3 people you going to add? Tell me.
Huh?
Mr. Boom, give me 3 people you're going to add.
I'm going to send it out to Gadget, I'm going to send it out to Flopman, and I'm going to send it out to Chinaman.
All right, Rain _Nelson _445. Tell me who you're sending it to, my brethren.
Mine's doing it right now. Cambition, Emil. I'm sending it to more than 3 though. I'm not going to send it to just 3 people.
Just the top 3.
All right, I'll send it to Aisha as well.
All right, cool. So it sounds like just going on numbers. If we all send it out to the people that we know, big shout goes to everyone that's just joined. Right, Bud, you need to. You're operating the team.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that.
Jesus.
What do you want me to say?
Yeah, tell us who's joined in. Do you know what I mean? That's you.
We actually have a few joinees today. We have Vanessa W in the building today. We have Shan Renelex.
Just Shan's fine.
Miss Peach is in the building. We have Nasichi in the building. We know who that is.
We got Rain _Nelson _445 join.
Yes. And we have Sasha in the building today.
Okay. And before we go into how your week has been, right, I want to go straight into the empty the clip.
Damn.
Wow.
Okay.
Is that how we're going in?
Yeah.
That's how you're going in.
Let's go.
Buddy, are you ready for empty the clip?
No, you know what happens when
All right, go on, do your thing. Quick things. 30 seconds. How was your week?
Oh, you're going to do my week? Oh, you know what? I had a great weekend. I think the weekend just gone was a little bit of a movie. Those that didn't get to participate in that movie, you missed out. Even
the highlights, they missed out the highlights.
Even if you watched Match of the Day, it was great at that point. It's just a great weekend. So those that missed out, you know what I mean, there are other events coming up. It's carnival season coming up. So we're all going to be out and about enjoying hopefully a nice bit of weather and enjoying a nice vibe and seeing people again. You know what I mean? It's a long time since we've been having a gathering, as my boy Wiley will put it. So it's a long time since we've had them things there go on. So yeah, it's been nice. And this weekend was really nice. I mean, this week we've had to pick up and, as I like to say, put out a few fires. So yes, will know exactly what I'm
definitely
talking
putting
about.
out fires this week.
But you know what? We've learned some lessons, and one thing I will say, a quick little blessing to everybody out there. I would sit there and say to them, you know what? As long as you've got your health and strength, you always come through in it. So look at the positives in life, and you'll be able to get through on a positive side.
I want to say a big shout goes out to Jade Army and London _show joined as well. So the thing them working. Everyone please share and more shares. Please. Right, empty the clip. First person in the bull ring is man like Rain _Nelson. Okay, Rain, on a quick fire thing. Buddy, it's got 10 questions.
10.
Yeah, but no, it's one question, 10 answers. All right, changing up the rhythm. Give a reason.
Go on.
Give a reason why you was beaten when you was younger. Go.
I was never beaten.
9 questions. Deflected straight over to Mr. Wiley. Mr. Wiley, give me 10 reasons why you were beaten when you was younger.
Taking meat at the pot.
1,
Coming late home from school.
2,
Mad.
Playing football in my uniform.
3. Good one.
That was one of the worst ones. Taking money out the purse.
Teeth. God. God.
Having sweets and chocolate from the cupboard that I shouldn't have been having.
Bro.
Okay.
Yep. No, they were there, but I wasn't meant to have them.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Guests. Yeah, I get it.
Not soaking.
And not soaking.
Yep. Soaking.
Okay. Soaking. That's a good one.
Misbehaving at a family
Function
or
Nice.
family house.
Nice.
I've already said about coming home late from school. What else was there? Playing football in shoes.
Playing football in shoes.
That was one of mine.
Yeah. Playing football in shoes.
That's a mad one.
Playing
That's a
football
mad
in
one.
shoes. Not sharing stuff with my older brother.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
And do I include getting licks from my older brother or just my
No.
parents? Okay.
Yeah, no, that could be the bonus round. That's the bonus round.
So
Safe show. Sorry.
staying up late and watching TV when I shouldn't have been watching TV.
Okay, so what we're going to say now, big shout goes to eMpTy and Ms_Olibar. That's, I hope I pronounced that right. That was right, Olibar, innit? Okay, cool. All right, so I've got a few more that you didn't add. I'm gonna help you out.
That I got licks with, or you got?
No, just generally. Well, mainly because of Patsy. Big shout goes out to my mum Patsy. Yes. eMpTy said I got licks for being Dean's
Wow.
for being my friend, and it was probably by my mum.
Right.
Here's that something that I listed earlier. Crying after being beaten, more beats for that. Not crying after being beaten, more beats for that. Crying whilst being beaten, more beats for that. Standing where elders are seated, more beats for that. Sitting where elders are standing, more beats for that. Walking around aimlessly where elders are seated, more beats for that. Eating food prepared for visitors, more beats for that. Refusing to eat, more beats for that. Coming home after sunset, more beats for that. Eating at someone else's house, jeez.
More beats for that.
More beats for that. Generally, just being moody, more beats for that. Generally, being too excited, more beats. Right.
Like
You
a
can
rap-
hit me with
like
more
a
beats for that, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, buddy, so you know your line. innit? All right.
Yeah, we got this.
Losing a fight with someone,
More beats for that.
winning a fight with someone,
More beats for that.
eating too slowly,
More beats for that.
eating too quickly,
More beats for that.
eating too much,
More beats for that.
not finishing your food,
More beats for that.
finishing your food and scraping your plate,
More beats for that.
eating and talking,
More beats for that.
talking and eating,
More beats for that.
sleeping while other people in the house,
More beats for that.
looking at people while they are eating,
More beats for that.
stumbling and falling,
More beats for that.
making a mistake,
More beats for that.
looking at an elder in the eye,
More beats for that.
talking louder to your elder.
More beats for that.
When your elder's talking to you, you blink.
Oh, more beats for that. Right.
When your elder's talking to you, look at them in the corner of your eye.
More beats for that.
When your mates are playing in the street and you want to join them.
What's that? More beats for that.
When your mates are playing in the street and you don't join them.
More beats for that.
You didn't wash up after the dishes.
More beats for that.
You didn't wash the dishes properly.
More beats for that.
When you almost broke a dish. When you broke a dish.
All right. So you got beat a lot, basically.
A little bit. I
Just
love my mum.
Just a little bit.
I love my mum. Big shout goes out to everyone else that's joined in. This is the MT podcast.
Ruta.
And this week's topic, buddy.
Woo. Well, this week's topic is it caught me off guard there. Affection. That's what it's about. This one's about affection.
Well, it's not strictly about affection. I think there's a headline that goes with it. Do you want some help?
Yeah, I got it. Can you ask someone to be affectionate? Is the headline for this weekend or this week?
So, can you ask for affection? Okay, so myself, Citrus, and Buddy, we're going to co-host this one. And Rain, just straight out the block, bruv. Can you ask someone for affection?
You can ask someone for affection, but whether the person gives you the affection, but you know what it is? People view affection in different ways. So someone, like, again, maybe we need a definition of what affection is, you know what I mean, before we actually delve into the topic. Obviously, as the hosts, I'm sure you would have had that, or maybe you've got to rely on a
So we've got Statos in the
here,
building.
you know,
You're probably not used to being at the podcast. You say you weren't here last week.
we're well prepared like that.
Yeah.
Stato's got this.
Well, no one asked me what I did last week anyway.
No one cares.
No one cares.
So we're just going to keep it moving. So
Plug.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So yeah. So
Do you want the definition?
go for it if you got
Right, a
it.
definition of affection: a gentle feeling of fondness or liking, or the action or process of affecting or being affected.
Ooh, okay. All right.
I like the second half of the
So
definition.
the second half of the definition isn't probably what the traditional sense of what people would say
No.
affection is.
It's not even a topic of conversation, but
Right.
let's go through it.
So yeah, go.
So my thing is asking for affection. I believe being affectionate comes from a position of love. And if you are truly coming from a position of love and you're showing affection, it should come from within. So if I have to ask for it, has it come from within, or is it now a request?
Has it come from a natural place?
You know?
Yeah, okay. I get you.
So, love me. Can you actually ask someone to love you? Because obviously it's a feeling from within. Do you know what I mean? Can you ask someone to listen? Can you turn on that love gene and engage it with me? Because I want you to love me.
But then someone, again, by definition, someone's thinking of love me might be right. Give me a hug every time you see me, or give me a kiss before you leave the door, or before you leave through the door. Sorry.
So your point is more
Physical display.
No. It's your opinion on love, innit? So how do you perceive it?
Oh, how do you display it?
Yeah.
It's how do you, because some people might not be the most affectionate in regards to hugs, kisses, flowers, whatever, but they might cook every day, or they might do your washing, iron your clothes. You know what I mean? That's a display of affection as far as I'm concerned. You wouldn't do that for someone you don't care about, would you?
But so, like I'm just sorry to cut you, but it's like you just said, that might not be deemed as a show of affection to me.
To some, exactly. So it's perception.
So 1 second, we're saying how it's displayed also versus how it's received.
Yeah, or what the well, no, there's to an extent, but I think there's everybody views it differently. So one person might think, affection is you need to greet me with a hug and kiss, or when we're in bed you have to spoon, or whatever it may be. Someone
Right.
might be you showing me affection is making sure I'm taken care of. So a 9 to 5 woman who works might want her husband to have dinner on the table. That
Right.
might be her view of affection, because she's come home from a hard day at work, dinner's on the table, she's ready to eat. That's affection. He's caring for her, making sure she's nourished and blah, blah, blah.
Okay, interesting. For all those that are on the live, can you please share your opinion? This week's topic is based on affection. Can you ask for affection? We already have a comment from Miss Peaches and Rain. Hit me with that.
She says, I don't think love and affection are the same thing. Well, they're not. They can't be, because they're two separate words. And I know
Right.
that sounds mad.
No.
No.
And they're defined differently.
They're defined differently, but I understand what the general thinking is, because if somebody shows me affection, I then deem it to be a side of love. So I would turn and say to myself, if someone turns and says to me, you know what, you kiss me on my forehead every time you leave a room, and I'm like, oh, that's a sign of affection, a sign of love. So I kind of get it.
So we know you've mixed the two. She's saying it's not. So
It's not, yeah.
So you're saying it's a sign of affection. That means you love me, which is not what that person's saying.
Well, that's what she's saying. It's not.
It's
but I believe to myself it can be shown, because it's like we started in the beginning. It's how it's perceived, isn't it?
Right.
So if you know whatever you're doing, like I said, if it's washing the clothes, if it's cooking me dinner, I might turn and say to me, my girl loves me because she cooks me dinner and she washes my clothes.
Right.
That's my vision of
Okay.
how I see is love and affection. You know what I mean? So generally they're seen as one, and people can see them as one.
Right, okay,
You know what I mean?
okay.
So I do understand that she's saying they are slightly separate, but it's how people perceive things. And like you said very earlier, like it's like, well, I can perceive that as love, or love and affection.
Okay, so we've got a couple more comments. It says, can a show of affection be sparked from empathy or sympathy? I think that is very powerful. This is why I jumped to it straight away. And I'm thinking to myself, you can be affectionate to someone you don't even know through a display of sympathy. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm walking down the road, I just see someone crying. I might just go and offer a gesture, like to say, "Are you all right?" A hug. Do you know what I mean? Like, whatever's going on, it can't be that bad, blah, blah, blah. You know, you're trying You're just trying. You're showing sympathy, and with that sympathy, you're displaying affection.
Or
Do you get what I mean? I know it's a fine line.
Yeah, no, I think the walking down the road and hugging someone if they're crying might be a bit mad. But if someone falls over, the affection is to go and say, "Oh, are you okay?" Maybe pick them up or something along those lines.
I don't know. I think we're on the same wavelength, but maybe different paragraphs. Because I've a long time ago, I had some extremely bad news. I was walking down Tottenham Court Road. I burst into tears. Do you know what I mean? I was in a suit. I had no reason to burst into tears at that point on Tottenham Court Road. That's where they had all of the computer shops and all sorts and blah, blah. There was a guy, he had a flower stall. He just saw me, goes, "Are you right, geezer?" I'm like, "No." And then I just had tears in my eyes. When he asked me, it just made me burst into tears. And he just put his arms around me. I was just like, I don't know why. I just want to hug this guy back. You know, I felt that. I can never ever tell you what he looked like. All I know, he used to sell flowers on Tottenham Court Road 24 years ago, something around. That's all I got. So if you know the guy, shout me. But that for me stuck in my head. Up to today, I can remember the whole thing. I just can't picture the person, but that affection from that guy just made me feel like, oh, I kind of needed that. Even after when I walked off. Do you know what I mean? I just felt so much better from a complete stranger. Now, I'm not saying everyone you see crying just walk up and hug them. I might be a bit mad. But I can't turn around and say that him showing me sympathy in the moment wasn't a display of affection. Now, let's use that same scenario and say, can you just hug me?
Well, out on the road.
Thinking, look. If it's rain now, what? Me? You know? Start looking round. He even knows me, you know. He knows it's me as well. What, me, bruv? And I'll be like, yeah, bruv, I need a hug. I just put this on.
Might crease it. Just got it printed.
Do you know what I mean? So
affection is like you said, it's not just about, I suppose, girlfriend, boyfriend, all the rest of it. So like you're pointing out, it's not just about that. It's also about, like you said, showing affection to other people. Can you make people show affection? You can't. Like, I mean, we've all witnessed different things. I mean, we've been in places together, and we'll see something mad happen on the roadside, and we're like, we might turn and say to ourselves, like, for example, we might turn and see somebody struggling to get their child up the stairs with a pushchair. Now, some of us will turn and say, you know what, I've got you. Let me show that affection to try and get you up there.
Is that affection though, or is that kindness, or is it chivalry?
Yes.
I don't think it's
there's a line.
Yeah.
I think there's a line that kind of dances in and out, isn't it? And if we go back to our definition, Mr. Boom.
Yeah, sorry, the original definition. This guy almost caught me, you know.
1 second, Bud, just help us out with the.
Right, so the original definition is a gentle feeling of fondness or liking, as well as, it's come with a different definition actually, a condition or a disease, or the action or process of affecting or being affected. But it's basically talking about a gentle feeling of fondness or liking. She felt affection for that wise old lady.
Yeah, so again,
and I think this aligns a little bit closer to our initial question.
Yeah, and you got to think, so an act of affection, which I think GBH said, it's almost like, so if someone came in and bought a bottle for the eMpTy podcast, that's an act of affection. It's not necessarily love and all them kind of sitting there, but it's an act of affection. Now, I guess there's people that are, so who's that? So, no, he's talking about your hat. Someone talk about your hat, buddy. What are you wearing on your head?
Don't watch them. Don't watch that. Let's keep it going.
I'll be real with you, yeah? You can't, the issue I think, and I think I am aligned with what Rain is saying, is that you can't define to somebody what affection is. And the problem is, affection then comes down to whatever your needs are. So if I need to be hugged,
yes,
but I'm not a
huggy,
you're
not a huggy.
I'm not a huggy person.
Yeah.
Am I then able to meet the affectionate needs that are needed? I may think if I go to work and I'm doing all that, my affection is what I bring home. If that's what I recognize as affection, how do I then change my way of thinking? Because ultimately, your affection is only going to be what you recognize it to be. Okay. If you can match what someone else's affection is, fine, you're finally aligned. If you're not matching it because you have different needs and different expectations, should I say, of what affection is, that's where you're going to find problems can be. So when the original question was, can you ask someone for affection? You can do, but you got to know what you're wanting, is it something that they can be given? And if it isn't, how can you make that marry?
What's actually been said earlier on was about love languages. So, I mean, they go into love languages. I can't remember all of them off by head. Maybe I do a little bit.
I think there's 5, isn't it?
There's 5. Acts of service, physical touch.
Nick listed them all.
Oh, Nick's listed them all already?
Or some of them. You probably Googled it quickly.
Google King. I am GBH. But, there are love languages. So you're saying that if your love language doesn't...
I'll give you them. There's words of affirmation. Quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch.
Yeah.
Receiving.
Which is funny though, because no, that's it. That's fine, because it's saying, I just read somewhere that's meant to be 5. There's apparently meant to be 7, but I didn't. It looks like it's just 5.
It's 5. It's 5. The ones 5. That everybody knows of is 5, because there was a big thing on the internet about it.
So what happens if? So what happens if you? What happens if your version of affection is quality time, and my version of affection is receiving gifts?
See,
where do you marry it up?
And this is the thing. So just dressing all the way back before we walk down that path. So my question is, can I go to you, the MT Podcast World, and say, love me? It's a very simple question. However, it comes from a feeling. Can you ask someone to generate a feeling?
You can ask someone to love me. I can say love me, but what I want from love and what you're willing to give from love may be 2 different things. This is what I'm saying.
What was Stockholm syndrome? Is anyone familiar with it?
Oh God,
it was
Starter. We got Starter in the room. It's fine.
I think it was people that they were captured by people,
and they fell in love with their capturers.
Exactly.
So, hold on 1 second. Feelings of trust or affection felt in many cases of kidnapping or hostage taken by a victim towards their captor.
Is that a relationship? No, I'm joking.
All of the views come from Rain's mouth are not the MT Podcast views.
I'm joking.
Go on.
But yeah, no. What you were saying before, I was thinking of Stockholm syndrome. Like, can you ask someone, or can you make someone love you? Now,
so before we go into that, love or affection, can you ask for affection? Can you say...
So to answer your question, by the definition, you can, because you can go out and buy someone a public affection. You can hold someone's hand. If someone said, right, Sandra, show me some affection. Right, I'm going to hold your hand. Or I'm going to buy you a T-shirt. That's right. You can do that.
See, the thing is, you know what? You killed the whole topic early on. All right, when you turned and said, it depends on how that person's going to receive it. So now, like I said, you can turn and say to me, I'm going to hold your hand. That means nothing to me. So there you go.
It
means nothing to me. That doesn't show me affection. What I need that shows me affection might be something totally different. I need that. But that shows me that you love me.
But you're right.
That shows me the affection that I need.
But this is what Aisha was talking about, and then what Dean listed, Nick listed in regards to the love languages. So you need to understand which applies to the individual, which goes back to the original point that it's about. I knew there was a little bit in there.
This guy,
that's just for those that can't see on the camera. That is the last dregs of the Ray and Neff.
Man didn't want to give to me.
Man just kept it at an angle that we thought the bottle was empty. I'm gonna throw this away.
I hope you get really drunk.
What on that little sniff? But yeah, so it depends on the what the individual wants, and you can relate to the love languages. Those 5 or 4 things. It
doesn't necessarily need to match up to the love languages, and the love languages are something that's been put out there, right? And people gravitated to it and grabbed it, and it got really popular, and everybody was like, I know what my love language is, but do you know what you like to receive or what you like to, and everybody read into it. Everybody did.
So, but it's one of those things, and I don't want to go down the love language. I think this is a separate podcast, but
I agree.
For me, it's, even if we're just going to touch on it, what people receive with their love language isn't necessarily what they want to give.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, and just to touch on something you said, buddy. So you said earlier about that you may somebody said earlier about that they may want to have their hand held as a sign of affection. You now hold the hand. But this isn't what I wanted because it's not coming naturally.
It's not natural.
It's coming from you. I've had to prompt you.
Well, you kind of forwarded the podcast a little
Wiley,
bit.
can you just someone put Wiley back in the box, please?
You need to give him a sound effect on that moment.
No. Let's just leave him where he is. So interestingly enough is when it comes down to affection, and I thought I wasn't an affectionate person
You're not. No.
until I had children.
Oh right, okay. Yeah.
I didn't actually realise
Different
that
type
I
of-
liked or didn't like affection
Different type of love and affection. though.
until no. But what it for me, it felt like it came from such an innocent position. All I could do was accept it as being completely truthful.
But
Do you know what I mean? So there wasn't no, what's your love language? My love language is touch. Okay, daddy, I'm going to touch you in your face because I love you. Oh,
But to touch on what you're saying though, where Buddy's saying that that's a different type of love and affection, we haven't even gone on the road of defining. We're just talking about general affection.
I'm talking
So
general.
yeah, so
But I'm saying affectionate. Do you know what I mean?
So what was you feeling that you was? What was you? There had to have been a feeling that you had that when you wanted affection, you wanted something. What was you feeling you wanted at that time before then?
To be honest, nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Because as I said, I love her to bits. Do you know what I mean? She's my queen. But my mum's the kind of person, I love you so much, I'm going to feed you and I'm going to teach you and I'm going to put you to bed. That's all of the love that I need to show you. Because that's the love she received. Yeah. You know what I mean? My mum was from a big family. She was the eldest female, so a lot of responsibility fell on her shoulders. And before she could even realise it, she was looking after her younger siblings. So my grandma, bless her, wasn't hugging, kissing, doing any of that. So my mum definitely weren't hugging or kissing or doing any of that. So it's just like you're getting what you're getting. So when it was me, I didn't get no hugs and kisses and all of that. So I didn't know it. I didn't understand it. But when I had my first daughter, as soon as she was old enough, Daddy, I'm gonna sit on your knee. Daddy, I want to hug. Daddy, I want to kiss. And I'm like, do you know what? I love and like all of these things. Everything I'm getting now, I realise was a gap in my childhood. So I'm definitely gonna make sure you are not starved of the same thing. And this is what I mean when I say it may come from love, but it's an act of affection.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And this is why I'm trying to define the difference, bud. Sorry.
It's a very thin line, though, isn't it? So even when we're saying it, and even when we're giving the explanations, even we're stuttering it, I'm listening to it and I'm looking at some of the comments as well, and I'm just like, it's a very thin line. So I don't know whether to turn and say, is it affection we're talking about, or are we talking about love? All right. Is it love we're actually going for? Or are we talking about affection? Which one are we going for? Because the line between it is so thin. I feel it's the both of them.
Well, but then it depends on what your opening question was.
Right.
And what was your opening question?
The opening, can you ask somebody to give you affection? All right. But I feel like even when the question is asked, let me give a little bit of light onto it. All right. It's more a case of I'm just going to use myself as the guinea pig, I suppose.
True
all right.
Story coming.
It's not a true story. It's not a true story. It wouldn't be. It's not for me anyway. But if I'm sitting there saying to myself, can I get my girlfriend to love me the way that I feel that I need to be loved? All right. Now I'm sitting there saying, you don't give me the morning hello, how are you, babe? How was your sleep? All right. That's what I want. Yeah. You know what I mean? You turn and probably message me at 12 o'clock in the day. Wagwan, brethren, wagwan. You all right, hun? Yeah. How's your day been so far? I'm like, well,
Are you going to have a bad man?
nah.
From Brixton.
You know, it's always the South ones that give you that one. But no, it's like you're giving me you're not giving me, morning, babe, how was your sleep? Oh, I hope it went so well. And you're not giving me that soft. That's what I want. So are you not? So when you're asking, we're asking.
Oh, the softly kind of.
Yeah, just the like, oh, did you dream about the birds and the bees or whatever it might be, the sweet nothings, whatever. All right. Are you getting that, or are you getting the 12 o'clock message? Hi, babe, my day's been okay so far, and da 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 da. I want the morning message. And how can I now train, or not necessarily train, teach, train, or get you to give me that? Can I ask you to give me that? Can I now phone up and say, babe, how comes you don't phone me in the morning or message me in the morning and say, how was my sleep? Can I ask you that? Or am I now sitting there saying to myself, this is something that you should have? Because me asking you this, or telling you to do this, or training you or teaching you to do this, is this now defeating the purpose of it? Because now it's not natural.
I'll give you a different. Well, we were talking about love versus affection earlier, innit? So, love is a strong and deep affection. Affection is a gentle feeling of fondness, caring, or likeness. Sorry.
So it sits on the same line.
Stronger love is stronger and deeper than affection. Affection is a mild feeling compared to love. Love may imply romantic love or passion. Affection does not refer to passionate or romantic feelings. So I think the real crux of it is love tends to be a lot more deeper and passionate than affection. That's the difference right there.
I knew someone was going to pick up on. I think Ems
the word
and
train.
Yeah, someone else has picked up on the word train. I looked at him and thinking, right, who's training?
Yo,
But I'll leave him to explain that.
Like I said, it wasn't from a position of me.
Just to be clear, that's a buddy one love
Buddy.
point perspective.
Yes.
Not a empty podcast.
Do you know
not
why?
Mr. Wileycat DJ, not a rain.
Do you want to know why? Because he's the truth.
He don't
Straight
lie.
up. No, when I say train, I
Okay,
don't care.
baby, sit. There you go. There you go.
But
I'll give you a hug.
Brother, I've got no
The real
qualms.
penis is clean.
I've got no.
Don't need on me, brother, trying to put your energy onto me.
No, I've got no problems in talking about it.
Please
but
explain that. Explain.
No
So
problem.
are you saying that you can train someone to be affectionate towards you?
Bruv, you can position them into a point where
Man
they
said
turn.
train.
No. But
I'll
that's
be real.
effectively what it is.
You can position people into a point of they give you what you ask them for. And if you want to use the word train, then use the word train. I have no qualms.
But here's the thing.
Sorry, no.
Yeah.
Say Stato.
teach.
Can we have a definition of the word train?
Wow.
No.
You know,
what?
man is out
Banks
here
my boy Rain,
sending shots
underscore
out.
Nelson, Bumberclart and all the rest of it.
Wow.
All right, thank you.
No, 'cause
But anyway,
you're
it's
saying-
fine.
'cause you-
Hold on. I'll give you the definition right now. So the definition of train is one to teach a person or animal a particular skill or type of behavior through practice and instruction over
Does
a
it
period
not
of
say
time.
behaviour?
So technically,
Yeah,
I'm 100,000,000% right.
it's a bit crass. I think your wording is a bit crass. But it should
If
be.
Buddy ever tries to train me
I train you every day, bruv.
in something,
I train you in everything. But let Rain finish his sentence,
No,
please.
it is a bit crass, and it's a bit probably.
1 second, it's incorrect.
It's not. I don't think it's
not.
incorrect.
All right, so you're in a relationship and your missus says, I'm just going to train you how to love me.
No, because what
I'm going to train you
No, but
how to love me.
wait, hold on.
Hold on.
She's never trained her to love you.
No, hold on. Let Lane answer.
Lane.
Where's she? Yeah, no,
drinks, go on.
it's a very abrasive way of a term. I think what you can do, you like in a relationship, you would never train someone to do something that you like. You may infer, or you may suggest, or you might even drop a hint. Oh, I text you in the morning. I like that kind of stuff. Can you?
I like that.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
13 Bears, you know what? 13 Bears is my guy, you know.
Uh-oh. What's 13 Bears said?
13 Bears said Buddy is setting up some Stockholm syndrome. Listen, the thing about when you're saying about training though, in terms of even if I go with what you're saying, Buddy, do you then if that was you doing the training, or so to speak, would you be happy receiving what you've trained, because it's now not natural, this is just what you've trained,
This is
isn't
the
it?
thing I said earlier on.
The problem
is do you now? I said this earlier on. I said, because you've now taught them or shown them how it's supposed to go. Do you now receive it the same way? Because I'm now.
No, you can't.
I
You can't possibly.
I told you to stroke my head every time you walk in, like, and now you're doing it. I'm like.
But
you didn't know to do that normally.
No, but
like, you know what I
that
mean?
then becomes the next stage, innit? Because you're doing something, and it's like, oh yeah, but you're only doing it because I've asked you to, or because I've trained you to.
I don't know. I think train
shoot,
is.
look at this dance.
Oh, now we've got a whole.
5% left and all that, Shaggy.
God.
Oh Lord God,
Run it.
Go on.
Sorry, I think
Go on.
we've gone down a route that could lead us down a dark path.
It went dark when we talked about training.
All right, and I think we should
Very true.
avoid the term training.
But Michelle's right. I think it's about being she says,
Sorry, so if you could read that.
she says be observant and get to know their love language. And I'm not a fan of the whole thing of love languages, because I think it can be a bit more deeper than that. But yeah, you look at your partner and you read and understand, and the key is communication, isn't it? What's the so to use
1 second, we got a buddy situation.
Oh, what's happened there?
He took the charger from me for the other.
Jesus.
You know when it's on his lap?
Nobody would think we're live.
No one would think we're live, apart from Buddy. But
Buddy hasn't been trained well enough to charge the charge when he's got charged.
And then there was, I think that's Nashay said, you can't expect someone to read your mind. State what you want and need and let the other person decide whether they want to get on board with it. And I think that's quite right. And you know, you got to think of it like this. How many, and this is in our past when we were whatever, how many females have you spoken to?
let's be honest, bruv.
Yeah,
When we were younger and we met a girl that was younger, we had the idea we're gonna mold and train.
Well, no, I wasn't going.
You know what I mean?
I weren't going that far.
We're gonna mold and train. However,
Buddy.
this is how
I'm not
you
gonna-
learn.
Do you know the funniest thing is sometimes I can be quiet and then eventually you lot will get all to the same point. Though.
No,
So it's fine.
No,
Carry on.
We're gonna mold and train. Buddy is on trying to mold and train anyone that's in his life. Literally, do you know what I mean? Literally, I don't like you like that, babe.
What I was gonna say is, you know, you get into
Don't
relationships.
use your teeth. Do you know what I mean? I know how I like my affection. Do you get what I mean?
I get
No,
what you
no,
mean.
but see, no, sorry. And sorry, Rain Man. You know what, in fact, I'll let you land.
No, I can't remember now. I can't remember.
No, go on.
No, but what it is as you just said, you got to mold and train. All right, train is like you said earlier on, is a crass way of putting it. But like I said, aka the truth. All right, I'm just gonna tell it how it is. I'll put it in its rawest form, and it is the rawest form I can put it in because that's what we learn every day. Every day I'm around you guys. You guys are training me when I'm around you. All right, I'm training you when
That's
you're
different though.
No, but it's,
He's trying it.
No,
Okay,
you are trying.
Okay, just a quick one then, because we got a few people on the live. There's a few. Someone just said, bah, ha, 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 ha. We got a few people on the live, and there's a few females. Females that are on the Instagram live. This is the direct question to you. Just put a smiley face.
why are you just trying it?
No. It's just a question. Are you able to be trained by a man to show what he wants in line of affection? Full stop.
No. Change that question. Are they able to train a man in the way that they want to be loved or
Semantics.
given no, change it.
Okay.
Ask them.
Well,
Because
you ask them.
Well, I'm asking.
Go on then.
Right? Because you will see that.
All right, just answer the direct question first before we get into a convoluted conversation, so we can get the response.
Yeah, so that's the direct question.
What is the question directly?
So basically, can you train a man to love you the way that you want to be loved? There you go.
Okay, so going back to the initial question, if you can ask for affection. One of the questions that when I was thinking about this, and I was like, can you ask for someone to be affectionate? So Mr. Wileycat said he asked the question, and he said, you can ask someone to hold your hand, and they might hold your hand, but they've held your hand and not interlocked each finger and
Exactly.
did the little twindle with the thumbs and all of that thing. Now, if it's not the right thing,
That's it.
Are you now buddy syndrome? It's called buddy syndrome.
Nah, you're an idiot.
Where you have to train,
You're an idiot.
where you have to train the person them to how to.
Sorry. We're just gonna do that because you're seeing the responses. Thank you.
I'm a genius, but it's okay.
Do you know what it is?
Who, buddy?
Let's be honest.
buddy?
Let's be honest. So we have to tell you that the live and our voices,
Buddy's sleeping.
there's a slight delay. Oh, there's a slight delay. So we do apologise if it comes through slightly slower.
You know the worst thing as well though, and this is where maybe the question needs to be typed into the chat. The reason why I say that, we won't know if these smiles are coming from the first
No, they
question.
are.
No,
or the second
no, because I
question.
cut them,
No.
bruv.
So no, but we won't know. I'll be honest with you, we won't know. So if you type it, buddy, if you can type it in there.
No, I'm not typing nothing. Everybody else is to that.
Okay, so you know this is what I tell you not to give him drink. You know,
But the point of the matter is,
I
you
wouldn't
know,
have bought no drink in it.
Should turn up early then.
but they ain't bought no drinks. So
Should turn up early, or just not cancel on the day.
But the point of the matter that we're saying is that when it comes down to it, when it really and truly comes down to it, if as you said, Citrus, if somebody is holding your hand and it's not in the way that you want it, and they're hugging you, but it's not in the way that you want it.
Exactly.
And they're showing you that affection you're asking for, but it's not in the way that you want it. Are you happy with that? Or do you take it away and say, you know what, I wanted this affection, this is what I'm happy with?
But you're not doing it right.
That's what I'm saying.
But the person's trying.
They're trying.
You're just
They're
not doing
trying,
it right.
No.
but they're not hitting your needs.
So train them.
But are they hitting?
I'll answer your question.
Let him land.
I've got one further question to that, which is, are they hitting your need? That's all.
Yes, they are. Do you know why? Because they're trying to. All right. That for me, and I'm using myself at this point, right? That for me means more that you're willing to try whatever it is. If you turn and say to me, you don't drink rum, and I turn and say, but I'm a rum drinker and I love rum. I don't drink rum, but you know what? I'm willing to try it for you. So I'm going to teach you how to drink the rum. This is how you drink it. You drink it with this, blah, blah, blah. And you drink it, you're like, oh, it's not my thing. But I need you to be my drinking partner because this is how it works, all right? And this is what it's what I want from my partner, all right? And then now she's sitting there, she's like, oh, I'm not really a rum drinker, but I'll drink it with you. She's trying. So I'll teach her the best way to
So
make
even
cocktails.
though you're doing it wrong,
Yeah,
you're trying. That's enough.
That's enough for me.
But
So you're like a trier.
I
I do like a trial. That's me though.
So what about if okay, this is a very extreme example, but let's just talk about Saturday soup. So my mum cooks it in a particular way, and then I train.
Joke.
You can tell my mum that she might stab you in the face.
Wait. No,
But so if you're in a relationship and you say, "Rah, no, you need to do it this way because this is how my mum did it," and she says, "No, this is the way I'm gonna do it." So what's that?
well, that's me just showing her how to do things.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying, so she's not willing to try.
She's not willing to try.
She's not willing to try another way. You're saying?
Yeah, because that's her
I've
way.
been cooking soup all my life.
And my mum taught me.
No one cares about how your mum makes it because I like how I make it.
Then you're just not going to make it for me. That's that. I mean, I suppose you're using.
This is another lie from the truth.
No. Then if I don't like it, I'm not going to eat it. Am I? Freaking hell.
Bruv, no one said you didn't like it. We just said it's not done the way you like it done. We said they're going to try, just not the way you like it done.
But if they're trying,
so you're not
it's
going to eat
different.
it.
No, I would eat it because. Hold on a second. I'll answer that because, to be fair, I would eat it. But again, she's trying to do. She's trying to cook me food, innit? So what am I going to say? The food analogy doesn't work. All right. If you're going to turn and tell me, I like it when my woman comes every day when we link up.
On your face.
Wow, how did we get here? But no.
Never leave a gap, bruv. Never leave a gap.
No, I'll be honest. I like it. I'm with my partner. We must kiss. We must kiss when we leave. We leave when we're separating, and we must kiss hello to say
Agree.
hello.
Do you know what?
All right?
Respect.
No,
Respect.
that's
Respect.
a simple one.
Do you know what? And when we talk about it, so I haven't written it yet, but when I do write my book, there's going to be a chapter called Unconditional Acts of Affection. And can I plug it? This is a chapter. I don't even know what the book's called. I don't know what the book's about, but I know. Yeah.
That's what the book's really called, isn't it?
Available at all stock lists. You know? But anyway, for me, it's unconditional acts of affection. And I think, for me, it's one of the true definitions of love. Because, keep reading the comments. It's one of the true definitions of love because when someone knows you like something, even if they don't understand it, but they try it, irrespective of how they execute it, for me, just trying it is way beyond anything else. Do you know what I mean? Like, I support Arsenal. You bought me
Bunch of triers, isn't it?
You bought a bunch of triers. You bought just train. You bought me an Arsenal top and put John Barnes on the back. But you've just gone for it. Do you get what I mean?
The thing, yeah.
You told me you like John Barnes. You told me you support Arsenal. I bought your Arsenal top.
He's black.
I put John Barnes' name on the back. I thought you'd like it.
Work it.
Do you know what, babe? I'm gonna rock it anyway.
To the next Arsenal game.
Bro, Arsenal versus Liverpool. I'm just walking in. Big chest as well. Because it's an unconditional act. I didn't ask you to do it. You thought about me. You thought about my likes. You thought about what will make me happy, and you've acted on that. There's no money that can rally that. There's no gift that can rally that. Because I could say I like Rain's green hat, and then you buy me a green hat that says Rain. I'm like, no, I never. All right, cool, innit? But if you got to know who I am, you would get the same colour hat, put citrus on it, whatever it is. but you would say I'm going to try and meet the needs as best as I
you
can.
like a trier
So
as well?
it's no. I said unconditional acts of affection.
Okay.
Of course, trying is a part of it. But all right, and everyone listening, including you lot in the room, think of it like this: when I buy presents for people, I base it on, don't sigh, just go and sit outside or something.
I'm going to.
I'm the kind of person that doesn't necessarily look at the price. I don't look at the item. I look at you as the person. You might say to me, Rain's got a green hat, Wiley wants a blue version. But I know every time Wiley comes to the podcast, he never has his mic set up.
You're looking at me.
Pause for effect. No.
Okay.
Not because of you, just the situation. But for Christmas or for his birthday, I might say, do you know what, Wiley? I've bought you the self-setting up mic. And Wiley be like, rah, you know I wanted a blue hat, but this
Is the thing.
is the difference, because I never asked for it. You thought about me. You thought about, my life or something that might help me improve my life, and you've tried to assist that. And for me, it's unconditional. You never asked for it. I just observed you as a person, and it could have cost me £2. But the impact it's going to have could be worth much more than wearing the blue hat
I get you.
at your next
I get you.
favourite event. Do you get what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's about the unconditional act of affection. And when I think about the podcast, if I then had to ask you to buy me the mic stand, do you get the difference?
I get the difference.
If I had to ask you to buy me the mic stand, then you got it. Thanks.
But does it come from a different place, bruv?
In my heart, one second.
I'm gonna jump in.
I'm gonna land.
Alright, go on.
In my heart, when I talk about unconditional acts of affection, it means I never prompted you. You observed me and realised this was a gap in your life. Well, you can't tell me what my chapter's about.
Land.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what this
I want
like?
to jump in, land.
So no more drink for buddy. But I'm gonna turn around and say, when it's unconditional, I'm basing it on you looked at my life, realised this is a gap in your life, and I'm gonna help try to fill it. It may not fill it, but it might highlight, right, this is the area that I actually really wanted to focus on. So in focusing on that, you've helped me get to this point, and I'm gonna elevate from this point onwards.
All right, now let me just cancel a lot of what you just said. Now, the funniest thing is you're saying this. Not everybody is marked or brought up or has the same intuition or thoughts that you do. So people may miss certain things. They may miss certain cues. All right. So I might miss the fact that I didn't realize that Citrus only drinks rum. No. I'm gonna land now. All right, you landed. All right.
Or Wiley's foot's hurting, he can't go down the stairs to the shop.
No, but wait. Rayman. Wait, don't get him hyped.
Sorry. Don't hype.
Because what it is, all right, is that all of a sudden, all right, you like rum. So I now walk in and I didn't bring any rum. I brought a bottle of brandy. All right, and you're gonna look at me and go, "Frig is that? I don't drink brandy." And I'm like, "But I bought you a drink." Like that, but I don't. You know me. I don't drink rum. I don't drink brandy. Sorry. So I brought you a bottle of rum, but that's not me not trying. I'm trying to get you a drink because I thought to myself, you want a drink, so I'll get you a drink.
But do you know that he doesn't like brandy?
No, I don't.
It's the thing.
So you're gonna sit there and say to me, because I haven't taken an interest or not known that fact, all right, that he doesn't like. He doesn't like brandy, all right? I just thought, you drink alcohol, so I just thought, I'll get you alcohol.
But using that example, I would be an idiot to walk in here with a bottle of brandy for Dean.
Brethren, inside of that fridge over there, all right, there's a bottle of brandy. It's still
One second,
there, all right?
not for Dean. Bro, it's not for me.
But we don't drink brandy. I don't drink brandy.
Who bought it? You bought it.
One second,
I can't remember. Here's a bottle of drink. I just sat there and thought to myself,
the point-
I ain't drinking it.
The point was going very much off a kilter though. What we've got to remember is that we're talking about can you ask for affection. When we're talking about trying, and when we're talking about is trying enough, trying can be great. You can try and be affectionate, you can try and show that affection, try and hit someone's needs. But if you're constantly missing the needs, no matter how much you're trying, you're not going to make that person happy. So trying may be good for the short term, but for the long term, you can keep trying, and you keep missing. At one stage, it looks cute. You know what? Yeah, you got me the John Barnes shirt. Yeah, I know you. But how many times have I told you I support Liverpool? How many times have I told you that my favourite player is Mo Salah? So if then I'm taking it that actually, you know what? You're not paying attention. Then it becomes, it's not about trying. It's about it's not about you're not trying. You can keep trying, but you're not paying attention.
That's
and
an argument.
But that it's not. It's not because trying that you can keep trying. Does trying is trying enough? No, because at some stage your trying has to hit a need.
Nah,
the needs have to be
so
hit.
it's a different argument.
So
it's a different argument because you're now telling me about I can't. I'm basically not hearing I'm not seeing it, innit? That's just to do with the person that person is.
No,
all right. That's not to do with the fact that they're not saying to themselves, my boyfriend likes football. What team does he support? Football. So I'm just gonna get him a football T-shirt. He said something about Barnes. I don't know who Barnes is. Cool. So I just got him a number 4 Barnes Arsenal T-shirt. Are you stupid? Now we're sitting there thinking, are you stupid? Because we know, all right. But the person that's doing it doesn't know. That's one example. The rum thing. Also, she brought in brandy. So now I'm looking at you like, are you not paying attention? But you are trying. You know I like rum, so you know I like alcohol. Yep. So you thought to yourself, I'll buy you alcohol. You didn't know it was rum or
okay.
thing. You know I like football, but you tried to get me a football shirt. I chose the wrong team.
But
they're not trying. But so for me, that doesn't hurt me.
No, that's fine. But is the trying enough? Going back to the original thing of affection, is the try? Because ultimately,
the try for me
is it hitting the knee? So you're content with it not hitting your knee, but they're trying.
I wouldn't drink the drink and I wouldn't wear the T-shirt. But at the end of the day, I would turn and I'd appreciate the trying. I'd appreciate that. Let's citrus. He's dying.
Couple things. So, brother, you need to control your thing over that side. So I spoke about unconditional acts of affection. And I said in my lead up was, you'll pay attention to what I like. You will pay attention and understand that I love John Barnes, and I support Arsenal. If you were trying to the level I would like you to try, you would have then worked out who was this guy, John Barnes. What is Arsenal about? Are they even in the same rhythm?
Good.
Do you know what I mean? Look. just do something. Just call your brother, your uncle, your cousin. Do you know what I mean? Your mum. Someone must know something. Do you get what I mean? So when I talk about unconditional acts of affection, it's just about paying attention and understand. You see the plug? Paying attention. All right, cool.
I saw it.
Big shout goes out to Shells. Always, every time.
It's not Shells.
But
yeah, well, Shans. Okay, we'll do that.
Shans.
Or Shells. It could be L at the end.
Yeah, it's fine. Buddy's just on some madness. One juice too many, don't know how to try. So what I'm saying is
he's trying. He's just not hitting the need.
All right. This is therapy right now.
Yeah, that's the one.
So the point I'm making is that, and sorry, Bud, not to come back at you, but I have no problem with anyone trying anything. Do you understand what I'm saying? But what I said was, this is what I do. I will look at you as a person and try and understand everything about you and understand. I've noticed there's a flaw in your world, and how can I try and help hit that flaw?
So I get that. Just as a question to Buddy.
To Buddy, innit?
How many times would you let someone buy you an Arsenal shirt?
While they're trying.
While they're trying.
Only buy
With a Liverpool tattoo on your arm.
Bruv, that can only happen once, but that's because that's my team. But
Yeah, no, but it's the same thing, isn't it?
no,
Same thing, exactly the
But
same.
what you're saying, how many times can they make a mistake? All right.
They tried.
No, you can't make the same
And
mistake
he said
over and over again.
he said, I won't wear it.
It's red.
He said, I won't wear it.
You can't make the
As
same
his
mistake
partner,
over and over
she
again.
purchased it with her heart.
Why are you not wearing
and he's
that
saying,
football shirt
do you
I
know
got
what?
you?
Thank you.
Why are you not
I'm just
wearing
not
that
going to wear it.
Why are you not wearing that Christmas shirt?
I tried, babe. I tried. You said you like football. It's a football shirt. What's the problem?
But not my team.
Okay, but we're going out
And I will
now.
explain it to her.
We're going to the park. Let's go and play. The kids want to play in the park.
And I will explain it to her.
Can you wear the top I bought you for Christmas?
And I will explain it to her.
I
No.
know the kids that got Arsenal shirts on.
All the kids have got Arsenal shirts on. Can
Away
you wear the
kit,
top?
third kit, training kit.
These poor
They got the
Down
Arsenal
syndrome kids.
football as well, and Arsene Wenger standing in the field. Are you going to wear it? But it's no, I'm not. Why? Because she tried and got it wrong. So we spoke about acts of affection.
That's a good one. Not paying attention. I can cipher with that one. Someone read that, please.
Oh, God.
Can you imagine getting peanuts as a treat and you got a nut allergy?
Bruh.
Look,
And it's the same thing. And this is what I'm saying.
Do you know what the thing is? It's
on, bud.
standards, bruv. And I hear it and I understand it. All right, I'm not going to sit there and be blind to it or oblivious to it. All right, I'll honestly sit there and say I can hear your points. The person's made a mistake. They haven't. It
wasn't a mistake.
They haven't read the situation. They haven't read me properly. They've got it all wrong. But it's a mistake. And answering your question of how many times can they make that mistake? Obviously, I'm not going to accept you. You bought me an Arsenal top for my birthday. Then a couple of weeks later for Father's Day or something, you bought me another Arsenal top. Did you not hear me the first time that I don't support Arsenal?
Oh, but listen to the aggression.
Look at the energy. It's a gift.
No.
This is a gift, babe.
This is stupid. This is stupid.
Wow.
No, that's just
Wow, that relationship lasted long.
No. But here's the thing, though, yeah.
Yo, babe.
Because you said earlier,
Babe, tomorrow the shuttle runs.
In what you said just now, you said about standards.
He's
But
got-
the standards are
he's got the
your
pen out.
standards, and the standards that you have are your needs. So if your standards are not being met, then your needs are not being met. And if your needs ain't being met,
No.
the affection being given isn't what you want, which is not hitting your needs.
Trying. There's a very big difference. Somebody, like, let's be real. How many people are going to sit there and you're going to get in trouble with your missus, all right, for buying her something. So I don't like trousers. I like skirts. And you went and bought her a pair of trousers for her birthday. You then go to the next birthday, buy her another pair of trousers. Are you a bloody idiot?
No,
But
no.
if you turn and tell me that,
One second.
I'm sitting there looking at you guys saying, I don't know if I want to be friends with you.
Go on.
All right, I'm gonna help you out, bud. So
No, actually, when
I
I
was.
what you just said.
I was. Oh, you want to answer
Yeah,
it? Go on,
because
answer it.
after the first time of buying trousers,
Let me come after, please.
Definitely. After the first time of buying trousers, I've tried. After the second or third time, I'm not paying attention.
No, you're an
If I'm
idiot.
not, I'm not paying attention,
Wow.
which means
I'm gonna be real.
if I'm not paying attention, I'm not listening.
You're
If I'm not
also a liar.
listening, I'm not showing an interest.
Yes.
So therefore, the affection that I'm meant to be giving, I'm
She
not
blew
giving
up
because
on
I'm
you
not
and said,
paying
"Oh,
attention.
babe, I appreciate the
Why
present.
is she blowing up?
I appreciate the present, but I don't wear trousers. I wear skirts."
On the first time, yeah.
All right.
But it was a nice try.
So nice try.
Yeah.
Thank you for the present, but I
Yeah.
don't usually wear trousers.
Okay.
I wear skirts.
Valentine's
so no problem.
comes,
And
I'm
you went
bringing
and buy her
trousers.
another trousers. Then I think you're an idiot because she just told you I don't wear. She told
Yeah.
you the last time. She had a conversation with you, and you went and bought her another pair of trousers. Unless you're looking to inside of the trousers pocket is an engagement ring, so you're gonna go surprise. Like unless you're gonna try and do something mad like that, then you're an idiot.
But I'm trying, and as you were saying earlier on in the podcast, as long as I keep trying, it's fine. Sorry, citrus.
No, but that's not. See,
All right, so
I'd like to be
I'm
given better
not allowed
examples.
to talk.
No,
right now,
better examples
'cause
of that.
Buddy is in the building. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go now. I'll give you an example. I was told to buy a charm bracelet.
All right.
Right. I went to H Samuels.
Right.
I said I need a charm bracelet. They showed me one charm bracelet thing. I said let me get that. I said I need a couple charms to go on the charm bracelet. Brrrah. Presented the charm bracelet. I was then told this is not Pandora.
Mad.
I then said, what is Pandora?
Okay.
Because you never said I needed a Pandora charm bracelet. You said I need a charm bracelet. So I went to a high street jewelers who sell charm bracelets. Didn't know about the whole Pandora rhythm. This charm bracelet stayed in its box for so long. Do you know when you try to return it, they're like, we can't even give you a refund because we don't sell this anymore.
Wow.
I just got a credit note.
Well, you got a credit note, so that's good enough.
But you know, now there's nothing I can buy for the credit note. And in my head, I was like I went with the direct instruction. You know, now I know about Pandora. I'm never gonna make that same charm bracelet mistake.
Isn't that the point?
But if you wanted to, and if you wanted to put a little bit more effort, you could have done a bit of research. And I'm surprised you didn't, because you're a research guy.
I went to a jeweler's
And-
saying,
right.
what charm bracelets? Do you know what I mean?
But-
it's a bracelet for charms.
Yeah, I know, but they probably looked at you and thought, he doesn't want a Pandora. Great. Bring out
Obviously,
the cakes.
they're gonna say
bring out the tea.
everything out. Do you know what I mean? Sit my
Sit
man
down.
down.
Yeah.
So you
Do you know what I mean? So
if you
here
bought
you
the same
go.
Thing again?
Pardon?
Would you have bought the same thing again? Not a
Would I bought what same thing
a
again?
non-Pandora thing.
What are you talking about?
So would you have,
Would you
now-
have bought a non-Pandora charm bracelet again?
Why would I do that?
which was the point earlier on? The two trousers.
One second.
The two Arsenal tops.
From what Buddy's trying to say is that you've made the mistake once. You shouldn't make the mistake a second
_445.
time.
I need your help.
But
So
that's what Buddy's trying to say in that point.
Okay,
there.
okay.
But to counter what he's saying, from what he said earlier, as long as you keep trying, it's not a problem. So if you keep buying the wrong one, it's not a problem because you kept on trying.
Well, look, like I said, I like a trier. I don't like stupidity.
So how
All
many
right, that's
how many
dumb.
tries do you allow them before you then say, you know what, you've tried out, it's now becoming an issue. How many tries do you
Be
allow?
sensible with it. Like we're going way into the how many times are they gonna try? You're not giving the actual partner or the person, all right, any type of credibility to turn and say they've got a little bit more sense. So if you've corrected them once, they won't make that same mistake. It might now be a next issue. So like we just used, it was one with rum, then one with trousers. They're two separate things. That I can probably accept and say, all right, babe, you got the wrong rum. That was one. Now you know I drink rum, so now you're buying me rum.
I'm coming in.
Now obviously the next thing is the Liverpool tops. Yeah, you need to get me a Liverpool top, not an Arsenal top. Cool, you've got that now. And it might continue. There might be more stuff that I have to sit there and I'm going to use a good word right now for you guys. Train and turn and say to her, you know what, these are the things that I like. Same way that she will train me on the things that she likes. So she will turn and say, you know what, babe, I don't wear anything other than black. And I will turn and say, okay, because I usually buy my girl blue, and I buy her red, and I buy her all of this. But you know what? Because I know you only like black, you've now trained me to know that you like black, so you've trained me on your needs. So I go back to my words that everybody in the room wanted to sit there and go key about, and everybody on the live sat there and agreed with me, all right? You can be trained, because that's what happens. We get trained. We get trained how to act and what to do.
So to put it very shortly, and I'm just going to say a short thing and then move on to Suchika. You were going to say something, or was it Rain? I'm not sure who next.
I will go quickly because I know you got something.
But
might be a bit long.
so ultimately, you have to blame the trainer, because if the trainer hasn't trained well enough, according to how Buddy's train definition is, if you haven't trained well enough, after the first, second, whatever, there should be never any issue of it going wrong. Sorry, over to you guys.
Right, you're getting hooked up on the word train.
Train.
No, the use of the word train was wrong, because no one wants to be trained, and I think that's what the issue was with the word. Yes, there isn't.
Guided, it's just directed.
It's just crass, but it's straight to the point. Right?
And ungrateful. There's a lot of ungrateful.
Well, there you go. So, but I'm just clearing that up. So,
does anyone want to be trained by their partner?
Well, no one does, but they
because you know at the end of training you get a certificate to say you've passed.
Wow.
No, it's true. But that's the prize, isn't it?
At the end of training, you get a certificate.
But that's why.
What, level 2, level 3?
You know what I mean? You are now competent.
What? You have failed.
Well, yeah, and that's a point. But then that's to Miss Oroba's point. It's about understanding your partner and it's communication. Before you start splashing money and whatnot, you need to get to know the individual. You've got to talk to the individual. Take the person down Oxford Street and go into certain shops, and you might see what they gravitate to, and you think, right, let me make a mental note.
Do you know when the eye sparkles? Catch that.
And then boom, skeng.
And that's
yeah,
low level, high level training.
But that's,
do you know what I mean?
That's
just
paying attention.
Attentively paying attention.
Okay.
Now, when I spoke about my chapter of unconditional acts of affection, it's about being hyper aware and hyper alert for the person. Do you know what I mean? You could use certain trigger words with your partner. Everyone, listen to this. You could use certain trigger words with your partner, and they will know that you've listened. Like, I didn't even know Britain's Got Talent was on. I never knew that. I didn't know that. But my brother was like, I'm going to go home and sit down and watch Britain's Got Talent with my daughter. I was like, Russ. So what I did was I put a notification on my phone to say when the final's on.
Right.
And I sent a message saying, good luck for your favourite.
Okay.
And then my friend, she messaged me and she was like, you remember, because I'm not a person that watches telly like that. But I'm like, yeah, so I hope it goes well. And she was just like, you know what? It's those little things that make the difference.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get it. Again, I think it's being attentive, understanding, listening, making mental notes, like making notes in your phone, you know what I mean? Just like walking past a shop, you see something, or understanding that the favourite food is Italian. So why am I going to take you to a Turkish restaurant?
This is what you're saying, right? You're sitting there saying this is the person that you are, innit? You're trying to tell me something about your character. I'll be real. Citrus is a way he thinks sometimes, right? When it comes to presents and stuff like that, all right, yeah, definitely. But when it comes to presents and something like that, he will sit there and think about certain conversations that he's had with you. So he will sit there and go, do you remember when Rain spoke about the blue jacket that was from Nike that Yeezy wore? I'm like, huh? I don't even remember the conversation. Went and bought it. It's up for sale. I bought it and I brought it down there for him. And like, you did what? I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Now, Buddy will just turn and I'll be honest with you, I'll kind of bring you a drink. Happy birthday, bro.
Yeah, but that's the easy option, though, isn't it?
And again, like he said earlier on, they might
Lack of training.
might cost the same or whatever else. Not. It's not about the cost. It's about the fact that the way Citrus works, or his brain works, is he thinks of these type of things and he does that. Now,
no, he's thinking of the individual.
No, let me land, because this is something that he does. All right. Now, this is not always, and I've used myself because obviously we know each other and that, but I'm saying to you, this is not always the thinking of everybody. So when you now meet a partner, so take us guys out of the room out of it, a partner now, and they're not onto the Citrus way of thinking. So they don't sit there and think the way Citrus is and like, rah, my boy Citrus knows me. He bought me this, he bought me that, because I speak to him and he knows, and he just acts on what I speak about. And then you meet a girl that's turned and said, here's a bottle of drink. And you're like, Citrus bought me exactly what I want and have always thought of. Do you not listen to any of our conversation? I talk to you every night and you can't understand that. Now, this is where I kind of think to myself, am I going to now be upset with her because she never thought of me to say, but I'm going to buy you a present? Or is it now down to the person that she is? This is two different things, and this is what I'm trying to say. This is the person that he is. He thinks that way.
No, he listens.
But I can't necessarily now judge somebody else
for not listening.
On that same scale. That's what I'm saying.
Well, it depends on your level of expectation of the person.
Exactly, yeah. and that's the difference. And I'm not turning around and saying anyone needs to be active listener. I'm not saying you have to be an inactive listener. I'm not even saying, like, there's people that saying, do you know what? I saw this cup. Looks like a cup you like. So I bought it for you. It doesn't need to fit in with anything in your world. And there are gifts that I've received and I'm like, why the
Or it's still in the box.
Yeah. But I would appreciate that you've given me a cup. I would appreciate that. If you got to know me, you would know a cup is completely inadequate. But to be fair, a cup is a great start. Do you get what I mean?
But I think to both of what to use you two as the analogy, what you're saying is you've got one person who thinks about the individual and what they want, and then he's got one person who is just addressing the situation. It's your birthday. I've got you something. Be happy. There's another person. I know you like this because we had a conversation 6 months ago. That might be a bit more meaningful. I know you're going to be happy.
Which is fair enough. And I understand that type of person. And it doesn't mean that the person that's now just coming and giving you the blasé gift is any less of a person than the person that's giving you the one that's listening. It just means that person listens more, all right, and understands certain things. Like, I can sit there and say to you, I got 2 gifts from my boys for my birthday, right? And both of them are really good gifts. I'm happy with both of them. There's no disrespect on any of them. I'm happy for whatever I get from anyone. All right. Now, one of them was a gift of
John Barnes t-shirt in an Arsenal.
Such a thing.
With an Arsenal label.
One of them was a ceiling speaker for my surround sound that I want to get.
Yep.
I was like, "Rah, you got me the ceiling speaker." You know I was looking for a ceiling speaker. You know, me and you speak. You got me the ceiling speaker. Right. I'm like, boom. You got it. The other one is a doorbell.
Right.
All right, a Ring doorbell. Do I want a Ring doorbell? Yeah.
Well, everyone needs a Ring doorbell.
Right. I do want a Ring doorbell.
Ring shares in Ring doorbell. _445 ringdoorbell.com.
But you get what I'm saying? So I sat there and thought, 2 equal friends, I love both gifts equally. But one of them looked into, I know Buddy, I know what he needs, I know what he wants. That's how he thought. The other one just turned and said, you need a Ring doorbell.
No, or they're thinking very much deeper and thinking, right, after a night out, I can log into his Ring doorbell to see if he's passed out on his doorstep.
Might be that. But,
no, but
you see the difference. Now, I don't love any of the gifts any different. I appreciated both of them equally.
But they're both good gifts. But what you started off saying, and the word you used was one was a blasé gift.
But one's just a doorbell.
I don't think that. I don't think a Ring doorbell. A Ring doorbell is quite an expensive present, it's a thoughtful present.
So you're missing something. Like Citrus said earlier on, it's not about the cost. The cost might have been more for the Ring doorbell than the speakers. I don't even know.
So they thought about it.
It's not about the cost. It's about hitting your needs.
It's hitting my needs,
which is exactly what we've been saying all the way through. Yeah. Right. It's about having your needs hit. So if someone is trying, you may appreciate them trying, but if they're not hitting your needs, bottom line, that's what's going to be an issue.
No, but wait, I didn't say it was an issue.
I'm not saying it isn't.
No, but this is what my point was, to say it doesn't bother me. Both of them were equally received. It wasn't, I know I'll be real. I know how Citrus sits there and he stays. Citrus will listen to everything, and then all of a sudden, and he'll get you what it is that he obviously listened through the conversation. The other person's probably not doing that, but still got me a gift that I appreciate to the highest of levels. So this is why I'm sitting there saying to you, it doesn't matter about that for me, because I respected both gifts equally. Like, I don't know where where he got the ceiling speaker from. He could have freaking picked it out of his freaking garbage bin. I don't know.
No,
but
I hear what
like
you're
I said to you, they're both received equally. I don't sit there and see. I see the fact that he tried to get me a gift and he tried to get me a gift. I appreciate that so highly. So when you're sitting there saying to me, it depends on them listening to me and I don't care about that. I care about the fact that you tried.
I hear what you're saying. I think you do care, but I think it depends on the gifts at the time. I'll give you an example. So, birthdays ago, so I was bought a pair of trainers, and you would think, buying Ray a pair of trainers. That's the ultimate thing.
I wouldn't do that.
But my brother, that's when I moved into my flat. Actually, my brother bought me 4 big pint glasses. Now, for me, he knows I drink a lot, and I don't want to keep going up and like. This is not going to do me. I'll drink this in 1 and that's it. So he's bought me 4 pint glasses because he knows I'm going to put 2 cans into there and a half, and I'm going to sit down on my sofa and go through it. That meant more because he thought about it.
Yes.
But going back to what we were saying,
Definitely.
with what you were saying earlier though, is that ultimately you may not judge the two things, but your start off thing was, one was a crass, no matter about the value, one was something that somebody thought about. One was something that was like, yeah, it's expensive, I like it, but it's not hitting the need of what you want. The need of what you want was what your need was. And that's the same thing about when we're talking about the original concept of affection. It goes down to if your needs are being met. And if your needs are not being met, no matter how much you hold their hand, no matter how much they're hugging up to you, spooning with you, whatever, if your need, if they're not meeting the needs, if they're not hitting the needs of what you're trying to actually want, you're not going to get the happiness you want from it.
But what it is, it's what you actually want. But then you got to think, you don't have a Ring doorbell.
So, like I said to you,
I was happy with both. So I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is that you was more happy with the speaker because that's what you wanted.
There was a hype about the speaker,
there was a hype
there was
about
a
the
practicality about the Ring doorbell.
Right.
But whatever that might have been, for me, do you know what meant the most to me? And I'm being 100% honest. What meant the most to me wasn't the fact that he got me the thing that I was thinking about, and he just got me the ring door. No, what meant the most to me was that they both thought of me and they both bought me a present on my birthday. That's what meant the most to me. He could have walked in with a bottle of drink and said, "Here you go," and the other one could have walked in with a speaker. Cool. My appreciation was
if one walked in with a speaker and the other walked in with a bottle of drink, you say one of them needs more training. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. So, just bringing it right back to the topic at hand. Can you ask someone to be affectionate? Now, weirdly enough, I'm going to talk about my niece. She's probably the most affectionate person in my entire family. Because as soon as she sees me, hello, Uncle Dean, hug, kiss. She's so heavy-handed. Do you know what I mean? She's not a small girl. She'll tussle. And before where I used to be able to pick her up and dash, I can't dash her no more. But every single time, she said, hello, Uncle Dean, tell me how your day went. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, tell me how your day went. I have given an example, and this makes me upset. Not upset, it just makes me emotional. But she said, oh, for Christmas, I want to get my mum one of those, you know, them hearts with an inscription. Mm-hmm. And then she wanted to get my mum, as in her grandma, a heart that goes around the heart. And then she wanted to get herself a small heart that fits inside her mum's heart.
Inside the 2 hearts, yeah.
So she called me up and said, Uncle Dean, listen, I can't order this online. So can you order this for my mum and this for Granny, and this how much it's going to cost, and I'm going to give you the money when you come to Granny's house. And I was like, oh, shit. This is a phone call, random. She never phones me. Apart from birthday, she will never phone me. And when I saw it, I was like, hello? Do you know what I mean? Her name is Tori Lee. She's amazing. And she sang at the Queen's Jubilee thing.
Oh,
blessings out to her. Yeah. On stage and all of that. I was trying to see it on BBC One, but you know when they edit out the black people, but it's fine. But she was there, so it's about her experiences. Do you know what I mean? But she did that, and I sat back and I thought to myself, the level of cognitive behavior behind that
Thinking,
goes way beyond any training because it comes naturally. It's from within. Do you know what I mean? No one said to her, get that for your mum and get that for your grandma and get that for yourself, so it will all fit. She just felt to herself, this is what I wanted to do, and she did it. So obviously I ordered it. She said to me, here's the money. I said,
as you do.
it's fine. I mean, I need it in notes. But take your piggyback back. Just or transfer it. Here's my account number. Here's my
But
do you know, or PayPal. Hit me on PayPal.
you're comparing people's.
But it's not. No. You're not listening. You're not listening. You're not listening, bro. The point I'm trying to make is about. I said about affection, and if you can ask for it. So some people have it within them, and some people need to be coached. There you go, bud. I'm going to help you with that one. Some people need to be coached in the right direction. Now, being coached in the right direction is very different to being trained. Do you know what I mean?
Coach trains you though, right? But anyway, I'll let you continue. Continue, Landon.
So your coach trained you how to be?
Your coach training you, right?
Nah. You sound like one of them Weinstein people. Them
Coaches you.
Yeah. It's fine. Just leave.
But that's no.
Just leave, buddy. Just leave, buddy. No. You open the door, bro. Accept the licks. So the point I'm making, coming back to Tori Lee and coming back to just the whole thing about asking for affection is, could I have asked her to do that for her mum and her grandma? And even if I did, in my heart, because it didn't come from her, it wouldn't necessarily carry the same weight of message. Do you get what I mean? Now, her doing it off her own back and having a heart that sits in mum's heart, that sits in grand's heart, is her displaying what she feels in an eternity, if you get what I mean, down to her. That's her eternity. She's not going to take that chain off because of what it means to her, and that's her displaying her affection. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah,
it's not necessarily a display of love like that. Do you understand? It's the same, but I think Wiley's definition of where it sits on the scale of love, I really appreciate it. Now, through our conversations today, I know it went down to giving and receiving of gifts, which I know it's not. I know for many listening, it definitely isn't. It's even about, as Rain put it, I'm at home all day. My missus works all day. She comes home, and when she walks through the door, the bath is run. Her favourite PJs are set out on the bed. Once she's finished the bath, PJs are put on. She comes into the room. Dinner's ready. Her favourite playlist is on. Babe, tell me about your day. And she can offload all of the stresses of the day. All of a sudden, do you know what I mean? She's now nice and relaxed. Glass of wine. I'm gonna go put the kids to bed. Do you know what I mean? She's like, this is exactly what I needed. Do you know what I mean? This is exactly what I needed, and this might be your thing, or the other thing, as Buddy's put it, might be I'm gonna buy you exactly what it is that you've shown me that you wanted.
I think what you mentioned about coaching and training, and I went to go Google the definitions, and I think Buddy's more talking about coaching, because from what it's saying, training is designed to increase knowledge and skills, but coaching is designed to increase self-awareness about attitude, behaviours, choices, and development needs. So I think you're more talking about coaching.
1 second, I'm going to pause the podcast at this point. I don't think Sirelli and Tongo need to come back, because this combination
You got it unlocked.
is working nice.
Because,
No drinks turning over.
No knocking over the mic.
Because the thing that I'm trying to get at is that I don't think, when you're saying training is such a harsh term to use.
It is crass.
But I think you're more talking about coaching someone, because ultimately you're not telling them I want. You're trying to school them into thinking that they now have
It's a gentle guide, isn't it?
independent thinking.
Yes.
To think, you know what, this is how I want to be shown
If we
affection.
want to soften the
This is
word,
how-
then fine. I'll take
yeah,
that.
It's not softening.
It's a different thing.
Here's a
It's different
question.
thing.
Would you train your child?
No, I would coach my
Depends.
child, because I'm
In
giving
what
them
sport?
I'm giving them life coaching.
I'm just
No,
I'm giving them.
Ray said it too, bro.
I would give them life coaching, in how to deal with things in life. Everyone's an individual. They're all gonna grow to their own selves. But I will coach them to show them the rights and wrongs. But I won't train them.
Wouldn't you not be training them, considering they're a blank canvas, innit?
No.
All right, and you're training them, so you're guiding everything. You're giving them everything. You're not coaching them, because if you're coaching them, then you're guiding them on something that they don't even know anything about.
You're guiding them on something that you've got the knowledge about. And when they
so I'm training them.
No, but when
Buddy just wants this training thing to stick. I can't accept it.
I'm just showing you.
I can't, if I'm in a relationship,
right, that's the key word. That's the key word.
And I've been told, you know what, babe? You're really handsome, or you're pretty. I'm just going to train you how to be a man.
No, but
what I think
Go
is
suck your.
I think the key word is there.
Where's my music?
That thing's just on a mazza. I think the key word is the word train in a relationship don't go together.
Yeah,
No,
don't work.
Right.
It's not like
in
spaghetti
any
and bolognese.
relationship,
It hurts.
that's not just talking about a partner one. Any relationship.
Well, no, because
So imagine 1 second, accidentally you're at home, and you're asleep. You wake up, look to the bed, Mrs. ain't there. You hear her on the phone. I had to train this guy how to blah, blah, blah. And you're sitting outside the room like, train who to fucking what? What are you talking about? Yes, because he needed schooling. So I trained him to...
Okay.
So now he don't leave the toilet seat.
Let's go around the room. So
how have you been trained?
How are you dealing with that? If that was...
Buddy likes it.
If it's Mrs. or not.
What?
How would
and
you
she's
do
gone
it?
to the bathroom to have a conversation with somebody else about our
Bathroom.
escapades.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
She told her that she trained you.
The first problem is
you
the
didn't know how
fact
to
that she's
hear.
gone and done that. The first problem is that she's gone out the room to have a conversation with somebody else that was.
What would you
gone
do
on.
is the question.
I'm done. You're not having a
Really?
It's going back to sleep.
The relationship's done.
No, going back to sleep.
Everything's done, bruv. Everything's done. I'm turning over the table. I'm losing my rag.
What?
How are you walking out the room and discussing? Yeah, I had to train. One thing, anybody that knows anything about me, don't embarrass me. The moment I feel embarrassed and you embarrass me to that level, I'm liable to do anything at that point, and I'm not gonna have it.
How would you deal with that, Wiley?
When she comes back in, we're having a conversation about
Russ,
it immediately.
so civil.
No, not civil. No, not civil. No, not civil. We're having a conversation about it immediately, and whatever happens from that conversation, we'll have from the conversation. But it's an immediate conversation.
What are you doing?
You can't act like it never happened.
What are you
You
doing?
know what,
Wait.
Mr. Bum? Same thing.
Same thing.
I'm having a conversation. I might even interrupt the conversation. Train who?
I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Train who? Do you know what I mean?
I'll talk to you tomorrow, babe.
Me, I just came back to sleep.
Wow.
I'm not addressing it. But you see the same thing that she believes she trained me on? Try know that none of that's been done ever. And then when she said, I wasn't trained properly. And then we have the conversation.
That's the villain.
You know what?
No,
that's the pettiness.
That's the villain.
That's
But
the
it's fine,
pettiness.
Call it what
Love
you want.
it.
That sounds like
Blood,
so,
you would do the same thing.
Nope. Me.
Yeah.
Oh
No, him.
citrus.
Me. You wouldn't. You would address it. I'm not sure how you would address it. And it's not going to be short of.
Citrus would have walked out. He would have walked out.
What? No,
He would have walked out.
no.
He would have lost his rag.
It's
and
not
he would have
done.
walked out.
The relationship's
He
not
could
done.
say
But
bruv,
he's
would-
not walking out. He's not
he's
walking
not-
from the relationship.
But,
But he might
he's
turn over the
walking out.
table or something. There's going to be some
He's
excitement.
walking out, bruv.
They're gonna-
Him. He's as bad as me when it comes to embarrassment.
This has been the MT podcast, man.
Embarrass him. See what happens next. See what happens next. See the
No,
stupidity he does.
I mean. All right, let's.
He might phone me.
we're
and
dancing.
one second, shut up. He might phone me.
And that's the
all right,
worst thing to do.
And have a conversation with me and say, you know, this girl is rubbish. And what?
Then what? I told you.
Revenge. He won't. He
Right,
won't
and
let
she
it
trained,
land.
how did she train you? No. So, so what we're going to do, the time is now closely getting to our termination. So I'm going to ask the gentleman to please have a thought on today's podcast whilst I give the first level summary. So today...
Did you pass the first level summary from training?
No. You know this. All right, so asking for affection. What does it mean? What do you have to do? Can you ask someone to be affectionate? Do the love languages apply to the levels of affection you receive? If she doesn't listen, how well have you trained her? Or does she need training? Coaching. The thoughts around the room are varied and different, and this is why we are the MT podcast. So firstly, I'm going to go directly across myself to Mr. Rain. Please share your summary.
I don't really have a summary. I just think can someone be taught affection? I think you can coach and you can infer certain things that you want or like. And I think it's that. And I think a lot of it, though, before you have to start to go down that route of coaching and telling, people have to listen. And I think that is like society, human nature, people, we don't listen enough to each other. And if you listen to someone, you can get 90% of what they want from that. Just listen.
100%.
And then, no, 90. No, I'm joking. And then the rest of it just comes. I think you just got to listen to people. That's my thought.
Okay. After Rain _Nelson _445, follow me on Instagram. I'm going to ask Mr. Buddy.
No. Mr. Boom, run the thing, fam.
Why is this guy not?
Because I want to be last.
Oh, you be last.
Okay, you want to be last. The way that I look at it is
training.
You can ask. You can ask for anything in life, and you can ask for anything in terms of affection, love, whatever it may be. The only problem is that whatever you're expecting to receive from what you asked is not necessarily going to be what you get. So you have to be open to the fact that if you're asking for affection, it may not hit your needs. And if it doesn't hit your needs, you need to be able to have the conversation. It's not necessarily about trying to train someone how to be affectionate to you, but it's about letting them know what does hit your needs and how you may even need to help them hit your needs. Because going back to some of the original things we were talking about, not everybody has grown up in a traditional affectionate speech marks household. Some people have grown up seeing affection being dad comes home from work, gets his meal, eats his food, bills are all paid, and that is the family affection dynamic. And when you now walk out as a man or as a woman into a world and you meet your partner and you're being your norm of what you know, that affection isn't hitting their need at all. And it's about adapting and learning to that. So ultimately, you can ask for any form of affection or love or feeling you want, but it's just about being open to the fact you may not receive what you asked for, but being able to have the conversations and being open to a different way. That's probably the most important thing, I think.
Okay, I like that. And my thoughts on this is, can you be taught affection of sorts? And for me, I believe you can. And I believe that it's something that within a relationship, in any type of form of relationship, whether it be girlfriend, boyfriend, whether it be a friendship relationship, you're taught different things within your relationships that you have. So I will learn certain things from being around certain things. I will learn that pouring a drink without asking everybody else if they need it, it's not something that everybody will do that, you know. So they will be cool with that. So you learn, innit? And so if someone's gonna teach me how to show a little piece of affection, all right, they can show me, you know what, I like it this way. I like it this way, and I can do the same, and I can say I like it this way and I like it that way, because you are taught amongst your relationship. Because I have to learn little characteristics about anybody new or anybody that you've got in and around you. You learn things from them, and they teach you these things. So whether people want to sit there and say it's trained behavior or it's not trained behavior, this is why I'm saying to you, it's trained, it's coached, whatever terminology that you want to put it into, all right, it's still something that you're going to have to learn from somebody else. So I need to learn your needs. I need to learn what you like. I then need to be able to adhere to your likes and your dislikes. And if I like somebody enough, I will bend over backwards to try and give that person whatever it is that they need, because I like you enough to do that. Like, love, whatever it might be, I will then learn to do what it is that needs to be done. And that's something that people need to take into account. So can you teach someone affection? Yes, you can. I need to teach you what my needs are, because otherwise you're not going to know. Like, I don't know that you didn't know probably up until today that I was interested in getting ceiling speakers and surround sound. I've now told you that. All right, so now you're like, oh, maybe I might, to show Buddy some affection. This is what I'll can get.
Your birthday's gone. You're not getting it now.
I'm in front facing speakers. Got back facing ones. But anyway, yeah, that might be something that you need. So again, it's training, it's teaching, and it's something that we got to learn. In life, we learn loads of different things. So for me, you can teach somebody how to show you the right type of affection. You can teach somebody how to love you the way that you want to be loved. Citrus.
Yeah, do you want to read out the last messages on those from Instagram, please, my friend?
Where do we get up to?
Just say thank you to everyone that's on the live, that's joined from the beginning.
Man like Tongo said coerce, and then Michelle said throw it out the window if you have to do that, which is again, it's just a harsh word. I think it's just a harsh word, and I think different words have different connotations, or they are easier on the ear. So yeah.
All right, so thank you to all those that have been on the live. I wasn't sure whether Citrus had a roundup you wanted to do, or did you do that at the
I would
beginning?
say thank you to everyone that's on the live. Who's on the live?
Well, who is left on the live, I'm not too sure, but we have Sadie on the live. We have Shan, who was there from the very beginning. Thank you very much, Shan. You've done very well to be on the live from beginning to end and leaving your lovely comments. We have Speedicus on the line. Thank you, Speedy, for joining in. We've got Big Mike on the line. See, I don't want to be the one that gets it wrong. This is why I kind of try to shift the dance. But was it
Olibar?
Olibar, there we go. We've got Miss Olibar on the line. And we have Michelle. Let's call Michelle SKL. I have to say that. She's also there, and it's Tongo also on the live. So yeah, big thank you to all you guys that joined in on the live. Thank you very much for listening to the NT podcast. We got Mr. Interlude that just decided to jump in right at the end. You can catch us all on SoundCloud. This will be up on SoundCloud, so you can listen to every single one of our podcasts, and this one will be uploaded very soon. And then you can have a full listen to what was said tonight. Very good podcast from the guys. It's been me, myself, Buddy, The Truth. I'm going to hold that one, aka The Truth, in the building. We have Rain.
Bomber Clark Nelson.
And we have Mr.
Wileycat DJ. He's sleeping. No, I wasn't
He's
sleeping.
in a Tongo, you know.
I wasn't sleeping at all. I was.
And we'll let the one and only.
I got myself to Citrus. Thank you very much for tuning to MT Podcast. And please remember, if the glass isn't half full,
It's empty.
empty.
My glass has been empty for time.
We know.
we're glad. Yeah, yeah.